Ever been totally, like, set on something laser focused, and then life just throws a massive wrench in the works.
Okay.
Like you're all geared up for your big moment, your spotlight, and bam, you're sidelined. Something completely out of the blue.
Exactly. And that feeling, that's really the springboard for our deep dive today, isn't it?
It is.
We're jumping into the world of Junie B. Jones. Specifically, Junie B., first grader, one-man band. Barbara Park, always so funny.
She really is. So our source is this chapter book. Anyone who's been around kids knows the series, right? Famous for its humor, how it just nails early elementary school life. So forget intricate theories for today. Our mission, basically, is using Junie B's first grade saga to pull out some actually quite sharp insights.
Yeah, insights about what? About disappointment, resilience.
Resilience, finding talents you didn't even know you had, all through the, let's be honest, hilarious perspective of a 6-year-old. Okay, let's get into it.
Right, so the story just throws you right in. Junie B's massive excitement about this kickball tournament.
Oh, huge.
She's not just, playing. She's envisioning herself as the absolute star, Room One's hero, maybe even imagining scenarios where everyone else has broken legs, so she has to be the star.
Classic kid logic. That immediate focus really sets up the crash, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Makes the disappointment hit harder.
It really does. And then, boom, the unexpected, this watering can, which hilariously she calls a silly cow.
Like silly cow.
And that becomes the instrument of her downfall. She's practicing, kicks it by mistake.
Well, she kicks near it after blaming the fence for her ball going wild. The watering can was just there.
Ah, right. The innocent bystander watering can. And boom, sore toe, kickball dreams. Suddenly in jeopardy. Her explanation to her mom is just, it's priceless.
It is. And her mom's sarcastic reply, gee, imagine that. A watering can actually had water in it. How unusual. You just hear it, don't you?
Totally. But what's really interesting, I think, is how this, objectively small thing, a stubbed toe, just completely derails her massive plans. Her vision of being the kickball queen just evaporates. And her reaction, it's dramatic, sure, but it feels very real for a kid.
And the trip to the nurse, Mrs. War.
Yeah, where she insists ice won't work. Why?
Because, and I quote, yesterday I kicked a cow, and that thing was solid as a rock, I tell you.
You just can't make this stuff up. It's funny, but it also kind of shows you how kids process things, right? How they rationalize. Even tiny setbacks can feel absolutely world-ending.
Absolutely. And that line, I hate disappointments, I hate them. You feel that, don't you? That raw frustration. It's a good reminder that those big feelings are valid no matter what caused them.
It really is intense. And then her parents step in with the age-old advice.
When life hands you lemons.
Yeah. Which Junie B naturally takes completely literally.
Oh, does she ever?
Her attempt to make lemonade involves trying to juggle actual lemons.
Which goes about as well as you'd expect. Poor Ollie, her little brother.
Gets a lemon to the head, right? It's funny, but it also kind of shows how, adult advice can be super abstract for kids. They need something more concrete, more hands-on, especially when they're already feeling down.
Exactly. Okay, so kickball's out for now. Her teacher, Mr. Scary, he then brings up other ways to be involved in the tournament.
Right, alternative roles. And suddenly the classroom just explodes with ideas.
It does. You've got Lucille.
Oh, Lucille. Straight away, she wants to be the princess because obviously princesses are way cuter than queens.
Obviously. And she's got plans, right? Like detailed plans.
Yeah.
A float, attendance approved by her Nana.
It's quite the production she envisions, and she's not alone. Roger wants to be the announcer and the root beer guy.
Multitasking. And Shirley sees a business opportunity. Rice Krispie treats.
Smart. And then there's May. Crowd control. With a stick. And a gas mask. Just in case.
You gotta admire the imagination, even if it's a little hep there. It shows that adaptability, though, doesn't it? That drive to still be part of things.
It really does. But then Mr. Scary kind of brings them back down to earth a bit.
Yeah, he narrows the options. It's basically play kickball or be a cheerleader.
Which, doesn't quite fit everyone's unique skill sets or injuries.
Right. Especially not for the injured players, like Sheldon.
Ah, Sheldon. Still nursing that head bump he got from, what was it? Falling out of his chair, showing off his own injured toe.
That's the one. So Sheldon pipes up with his own idea, since he can't play either.
A halftime show starring him with cymbals and maybe singing. It's another creative pivot, born from his own limitations.
It is.
Yeah.
But Junie B, she is not feeling it at all.
No way. She's still mourning her kickball career.
Totally. But Mr. Scary, he kind of gently pushes her towards it, suggests maybe playing an instrument, something that won't hurt her toe. It's a little nudge, explore something new.
It's a good nudge. So Junie B, maybe a bit reluctantly, gets pulled into these halftime show preparations.
Yeah, Mr. Scary gives her a woodblock and a drumstick. The idea is she keeps time with Sheldon's cymbal playing.
Which leads to that great bit about Sheldon's song choices. He cycles through, what, Christmas carols? Hanukkah songs?
Yep. Hark, Harold the Angel sings, I have a little dreidel, before finally landing on.
Happy birthday, the universal crowd pleaser, I guess. It's just so perfectly random and kid-like.
It really is pure elementary school chaos, isn't it?
Hmm.
And while this is happening, Junie B hasn't forgotten her other ambition.
The lemons.
The lemons. She tries practicing juggling with imaginary lemons during rehearsal. She's persistent. You got to give her that.
Definitely persistent. And she even announces her juggling plan to the class, right? With strict rules.
Oh, yeah. No booing, no laughing. If she messes up, she's managing expectations, even then, or attempting to.
Okay, so the big day arrives. Halftime, there's a crowd, the pressure's on, you can feel that nervous energy.
You really can. And then Sheldon Bolt.
Total stage fright. Drops the cymbals, runs off as fast as a speedboat, just leaves Junie B standing there, alone.
In front of everyone, including the kids from room 2, who are apparently just waiting to laugh. It's like her nightmare scenario coming true.
It's such a tight spot for her. You can almost feel that awful, awkward silence. But then something shifts, doesn't it?
It does. This is where it gets really interesting. Instead of just like freezing or running off herself, she sees Sheldon's dropped cymbals.
Yeah.
And she just starts crashing them together. Bang, bang, bang. Just making noise, loud noise.
To drown out the laughter.
Exactly. It's this raw, instinctive reaction. Like, okay, you want to laugh? I'll give you something louder.
Wow. That's actually pretty quick thinking under pressure. Not the plan, obviously, but resourceful.
Totally resourceful. But the audience, or parts of it anyway, they're not impressed by just noise. They start yelling.
Boring, do something. Oh man, more pressure. Now she has to perform somehow.
Right. It's not just about surviving the moment anymore. And then things get even weirder.
Weirder how?
Food. People start throwing food at her.
What? Like actual food?
Yeah. Like biscuits and a plum.
Biscuits and a plum. Okay, that's random and pretty mean.
Super mean. But here's the kicker. That thrown food, that rude interruption, it sparks an idea. A totally brilliant, unplanned idea.
Wait, don't tell me.
Yep. She sees the biscuits, and her initial anger just flips into inspiration.
I'm just going to juggle them.
She picks them up and starts juggling the biscuits. Right there, on the spot, after the whole lemon failure and the imaginary lemon practice. Now with biscuits, under pressure.
And does it work?
It works. She actually juggles them. Maybe not perfectly, but she does it.
No way. That's amazing. Talk about thinking on your feet, turning that negative into a total positive.
Isn't it? And the crowd, they go nuts.
I love it.
Yeah. The booing stops, the taunts stop, people start clapping, cheering.
Yeah.
For her.
Yeah.
For the biscuit juggler.
Wow. So she goes from potential total humiliation to this moment of actual triumph.
Complete reversal. And you feel her pride, She did. Not the way she planned, not kickball glory, but glory nonetheless. It really makes you think success doesn't always look like you expect it to.
That's such a great point. So let's unpack the takeaways here for you, the listener. What can we learn from Junie B's wild afternoon?
Well, first off, I think it really validates that feeling of disappointment. It's okay to feel crushed, even if it's about something like a first-grade kickball game. Those feelings are real.
Definitely. Acknowledging it is step one. And secondly, resilience. It's not always about just pushing through with plan A, is it?
No. Sometimes it's about finding a plan B, or C, or biscuit juggling plan. Junie B couldn't play, but she found another way to shine. It reminds you that your first goal isn't the only path, right?
Exactly. Which leads to the third point, I think.
Yeah.
Discovering hidden talents. Junie B probably had zero idea she could juggle biscuits under fire until she absolutely had to.
Right. Adversity can really push you to find skills you didn't know were there. It forces you out of your comfort zone.
And adaptability is key. Being able to pivot when things go wrong. Her quick thinking with the cymbals, then the biscuits, that's adaptability in action.
Yeah, and maybe even perseverance. Like her failed lemon juggling attempts weren't totally useless.
That's an interesting thought. Maybe those failures did lay some groundwork, even subconsciously. It suggests that even attempts that don't work out can still teach you something or prepare you in some way.
And finally, just that contrast, Her dream was kickball star. Her reality, surprise biscuit juggler, and she's still got that feeling of pride, that recognition. Success can show up in really unexpected packages.
Absolutely. Her whole journey really is just this wonderful mini drama about navigating disappointment and stumbling into something kind of great.
So the core idea for you listening is, hey, setbacks happen, plans fall apart.
Hmm.
But sometimes, like with Junie B, those detours, those unexpected moments, they can actually lead you to discover strengths or opportunities you never would have seen otherwise.
Yeah, exactly. Which brings us to maybe a final thought for you to mull over. Think about a time in your own life, maybe, when a disappointment actually nudged you onto a different path, a path that turned out to be surprisingly positive in the end. What did you learn about yourself or what you could do in that process?
Good question. Some really neat insights from the world of Room 1. Okay, until our next deep dive, keep exploring and yeah, stay open to those unexpected biscuits life might throw your way.